All right, hello. Just explaining a chest workout that I did for 2025. I did fist push-ups or knuckle push-ups, whatever you want to call them. Started out with 12 reps, then I went to 13, then I went to 14, 15, and 16. I didn't have a lot of time, so I didn't have time to add weight to myself, which is kind of what I normally do to make them a little bit more strenuous. So what I decided to do was just add a rep each set and kind of felt out how that worked. And it was pretty challenging. It wasn't like overly challenging, but it was decently challenging. So that is probably something I'll stick with if I don't have a lot of time to add weight to myself or anything like that. But so the next exercise that I did was I used a pulley and a squat belt, and I just wrapped the squat belt around my arm and just did kind of like a pec deck movement. If you've ever used a pec deck, it's more of like on this plane, but with that it was like this, and it was just something I came together with, and it worked decently well. I kind of had to mess with the setting on the belt so that I got the right range of motion. So my first couple sets, the range of motion was a little shorter than I wanted it to be, so I adjusted it as I went, and that worked out pretty well. So towards the end there, I think the range of motion was pretty decent and effective. So didn't go too heavy on that, just stuck with 12 reps. Then I did pullovers, dumbbell pullovers. And I think I might try a different variation for this as I'm starting to feel these more in my triceps, especially with the heavier weights. And I think it's just because of the way you're holding it. So it's the diamond hold on the dumbbell. I think it stresses more my triceps anyways. It may be different for you. But I think I might throw these into my tricep exercise day and then maybe do like a barbell pullover for the chest, because I think the pronated hand position and the wider grip might stress the chest more on a pullover. I could be wrong, but I'm going to experiment with it and see how it works. So next time I'll be trying like a barbell pullover for chest. However, the dumbbell pullover I may throw into my tricep training because my triceps are very sore, and I feel like that's where it stresses, especially where it ties into the lat and the shoulder area. That's where I was the most sore. So the last exercise that I did was a hold with a 40 kg power twister. Just did an overhand hold for as long as I could, just to kind of finish out the pectorals, chest, whatever you want to call it. And so I felt that was a pretty decent routine. I do feel like I could have added a few more sets in there, but I didn't have time. So that's what I had time for. So all in all, I think it was pretty effective. But like I said, I kind of did want to do a few more sets in there, but didn't have time for it. So it is what it is. Nighttime, when I came home, my chest was a little bit sore, but not terrible. So I decided to do some gymnast ring flies. Kept it at the same setting on the straps, which was 27. They are numbered, so that's good. I can remember where it's set at and kind of keep that consistent. So I did setting 27, and I did 12 reps, 13 reps, 14 reps, and then 15 reps. That felt decently challenging, and by the end of that, my chest was feeling pretty worked. So all in all, I think this routine was pretty good. My chest is still sore, and that was on the second, so I think it was pretty effective. So if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.